What is up? What is up? What is up? How's it going, everybody? Thank you, Warlock, for those birthday bits. How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good Monday. I know I am. Tired of shit. Oh, there's more. Thank you, Chef, for the more bit day bursts. That is a lot of 8-bit P's. Hope y'all are doing good. Man, it has been a very... just checking messages. It has been a pretty eventful day in that literally I think I got the best gift I could have ever hoped for on a birthday, and that is that for 9 hours I didn't have to deal with messages from relatives or people from high school and college who I don't fucking talk to anymore and have to pretend I give a shit. For 9 merciful, beautiful hours, all of that went down, and I got to just relax and talk to the people I want to talk to. Have a conversation with Rajon about work ethic? Hell yeah. Deal with some guy from college who I definitely heard drop an N-bomb during a party? Nope. don't gotta hear about Jeff and Caroline today until, about an hour or two ago when it came back up. But in any case, I am doing great. 34 today. I have officially, and this ain't a goof, I did not think I'd ever live this far. Not because, it's because every, it's like the people who really get into, who really idolize musicians and never think they're going to live past 27 because they're a huge fan of Cobain and Hendrix and, Janis Joplin, the famous 27 Club. Well, for me, all the people who I idolized growing up were people like Chris Farley, John Belushi, all of who died at 33 or 32. So I always kind of had that in the back of my head. I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna I don't know if I'm gonna outlive them. And hey, today, outlived Farley, outlived Belushi. R.I.P. to the both of them. But yeah, today was I spent most of my day working my ass off. Completely worth it. For those who don't follow my Twitter, we had the CEO of the company come in today for a very secretive filming process. Went off without a hitch. He absolutely loved how it came out. And with those, you always kind of got to worry because, this is the guy who signed the check for our studio in the first place. And you always want to make sure that session goes as smooth as possible. And I don't think I really could have asked for anything better. 2 takes, got it all. And, seeing his expression come out. Basically the technology that we use at the studio, you can record multiple videos at one time, so it's not just like what your output is showing. You can set 5 different backgrounds and record all 5 of them simultaneously off one take. So if someone likes the take but wants to swap the background, that's actually pretty easy to do. So to show, we showed him that, and I'm like, we not only got that recording of the one good take that you gave, but we also got it with this background, you in full body frame, this background, you from waist up frame. And he's like, I love this. It's like, perfect. We don't have to do any more shots. Get all of these out to other people. He's like, I thought I'd have to do it 4 or 5 times for different angles. This is beautiful. So that was very personally rewarding for me. And, yeah, so that is how my day has been going. But not only is it my birthday, also, you may have noticed I changed things up a little bit in the back, moved a couple of things around. So I now have actually a table where my hand is pointing right now that I use for both practicing DJ stuff, as well as whenever Tessie wants to hop up, and it gives me a nice petting area for her. She is currently upstairs sleeping, otherwise. But I also have my bass now in frame, so I got a couple things resituated around the background. But Not only is it my birthday, it's also the start of October, which means it's the start of spooky season. And you know, in all the years I've been streaming, we have never done anything in the Silent Hill franchise. We never even touched PT. And today I'm hoping to change that. We've done Resident Evil out the fucking wazoo, but we've never touched any game in the Silent Hill franchise. Well, you know what? It's one of my favorite franchises. It is my birthday. Everything lines up for a reason. Welcome to Spooktober here on Snark Exchange. Snarktober, Snarky Spooks, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Spoopytober. Whatever sounds the least bad. Yikes. Let's go ahead and let's get this started off. Gonna be playing this completely legally, but even better than that, we gotta hear off that. Here, hold on 1 second. Volume mixer. Go ahead and let's get that raised up just a little bit, because we gotta hear. You know what sound effect we want to hear. What sound effect we want to hear. Man. Oh, that sound. That sound always brings me back. I can never not have that sound. Can never not have that sound going through. Back when Konami made good games. Do we all remember that? No, we don't. None of us do. They say they're supposed to be trying to bring back... they're supposed to be trying to bring back some games, but I don't... I'm not entirely hopeful. Yeah, game audio might have been loud. I think I had two... I literally think I had two instances of the game audio being picked up. Yeah, better now. Not exactly surprised. So basically what I do is I have scenes referencing other scenes, and normally the game capture doesn't have audio in it, and only the stream actually has the game audio as a separate one, but because I had to do a little bit of recording this weekend from desktop capture, I had to put in an instance of game capturing game audio. So I actually took a little look over to the side and literally saw that I had two games audios running in parallel for some reason. If you must know, we had to do that. We had to do that in order to capture that fucking screen capture from Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie that we used in the last fucking shorts and jorts. So we can then blame another thing on that. Oh man, this opening just brings me back. Like, Resident Evil was so good with this atmosphere and fright and horror. But if Resident Evil was like a good Night of the Living Dead or zombie movie, or Silent Hill really just managed to capture the mystique of a Stephen King novel, and eventually it would, particularly starting with 2, really harken on survival horror and psychological horror, 2 of which being the masterpiece of that. But one really doesn't have that much of a psychological edge to it. It is far more of a the way I like to put it is it's the best Stephen King game we've ever had. And I mean, as we get through it, you'll see that it pays homage to Mr. King in spades, with so many streets and towns being named after not only King, but other horror writers in general. The psychological element would really come into play in 2. And by the way, if we manage to, if I can stick to my original plan and have this game done in 2 weeks, we will be moving on to Silent Hill 2. And then from there, I will be doing another Silent Hill related game as we approach Halloween itself, leading up to Extra Life. But I'm not the only person who's going to be giving us some Silent Hill love this week, because Ray is gotten his hands on Silent Hill 4, a game that I actually really like. Some people aren't crazy about it. I fucking love it. So I'm really excited to see what Ray ends up thinking about it. But one came out, I believe, a couple of years after, definitely a couple of years after RE1. I forget the exact year. Pyramid Head started in 2. So 1 is really more about like an everyman coming into this weird cult town. Silent Hill 2 is the one that has dog ending. This has a UFO ending, which is a little silly, but not 2 is the one that has the dog ending. And if I do 2, we're gonna fucking examine every element of 2, because 2 is one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. But Silent Hill 1, I don't think it gets as much love, credit, and respect as it really deserves. 1 was a really unique game. Hey, Brain Busted, thank you very much for coming in. How's it going, man? Thank you very much. I was saying earlier, but I picked literally the best birthday on the planet because Facebook was down for 90% of my birthday, so I didn't have to deal with messages from fucking people in college I haven't talked to in years. Nah, that's a lot foggier than Raccoon City. So yeah, if you try and fuck around and go into the supermarket, Harry Mason, who is in here on vacation, will basically take control away from you and go, dumbass, you're going in the wrong direction. Chris, where the fuck are we?
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
No, this is the Silent Hill game where we play. This is the good dad.
Where are you going?
We all know and in this house respect.
Hey, wait! Stop!
Ethan Winters as a very good horror game dad. But Harry Mason is probably the only man who can give Ethan a run for his money for being good dad. So I actually played through the sequence as part of a demo disc. Back when, hey, remember when fucking demo discs for PlayStation were a thing? Holy shit, I love those things. But there was a demo disc which was literally, I think Ethan is a little bit better than Henry, but Harry rather. Harry is the old school good video game dad. It's one where your guy blacks out and wakes up holding an origami figure in the nightmare world of Boston. Ha 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 ha. Yo, those were the I remember playing games like Nightmare Creatures and Parappa the Rappa and so many good games, but this entire opening sequence was on a demo disc, and I have never been more hype and excited for a game. Look at these angles as you run down a hallway, and the sound design just starts getting more and more intense.
What is this? What's going on here?
Also, you have no weapons, so you are thrown into a fight with 3 little teens, 3 tiny children who you can't own because you don't have any weapons. And there is no way to win this fight. You run all the way back, a gate is now blocking your way. You have to die. This scared the shit out of me. when I first played it. Nightmare Creatures was so rad. Nightmare Creatures was like had some of the best monster designs on the PS1. And now the most frightening, horrifying thing of all, a cop. The true horror. The true Halloween. It was all a dream.
How do you feel?
Oh, I hope you all are ready for some
like I've been
from
run over
fucking
by a
PlayStation
truck.
1 voice acting, by the
I'm
way.
alright, I guess.
It's actually one of the
Glad
better
to
ones,
hear
but
it.
still a little
You from around here? Why don't you tell me what happened?
Wait a second, I'm just a tourist. I came here for a vacation. I just got here.
My name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation.
I don't know what happened.
My name is Harry Mason. I'm in town on vacation.
I'd like to find out myself.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen a little girl? Just turned 7 last month. Short, black hair. My daughter.
Sorry. The only person I've seen in this town is you.
Where is everybody?
I'd tell you if I knew, believe me. But from what I can tell, something bizarre's going on. That's all I know. What's your name?
Harry. Harry Mason.
Sybil Bennett. I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over.
So a nice little thing we'll see in
The
Silent
phones
Hill
are
2
all
is
dead,
they actually
and
do
the radio too.
show where
I'm going
Brams
back to call
is
in some reinforcements.
in connection with Silent Hill.
Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
My daughter.
Oh,
I've got
the
to find
Silent
her.
Hill movie.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Yeah, there is.
Have you got a gun?
This is the Midwest, alright, I think.
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it.
Wow, everyone is really friendly here in this,
Now
in
listen
this
to me.
town. The cops just give you guns.
Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do
Also-
it unless you have to.
Damn, the fucking the
Don't go
modeler
blasting
on
me
this
by
game
mistake.
gave her them hips.
Got it?
Speaking of that cake up,
Yeah, thanks.
You do best to stay nearby. I'll be back with help as quick as I can.
so actually one thing that they do in the manual for this game is talk about how Harry, who is a author, would not know how to use a fucking gun. Unlike Leon and Claire, who both have police training, so his shooting is actually purposefully a little wonky. What's that gonna mean for the game? Not a whole lot, but it's still interesting nonetheless. So we're gonna go ahead and get the map, which is the most important thing. A little jump scare in the back, which is cool. Someday, someone might experience these bizarre a bizarre and unfortunate event, and hopefully my notes will be useful. And I know somewhere on here is a so there's a yeah, here we go. All the way at the end here, What do you got there? A knife. No. Radio. What's going on with that radio? So, are those monsters real, or is it all in our head?
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
I love the use of camera angles in this game. And of course, when anything dies, you can give it a good old kick to the ass. So yeah, monsters are real, and we're in trouble. And we're gonna need a pocket radio. This is going to tell us whenever we have any monsters nearby. And prepare to see this screen a fucking lot. By the way, I forget the name of almost all of them, but almost every street name is the name of a famous author. The only one I know offhand is Ray Bradbury. The soundtrack to this game is great. Yukiro Yamaoka is a fucking god. We're also going to have more bullets than we know what to do with. So you can, if you want, use melee. But melee is slow. We're also going to have more healing items than we know what to do with. And with a couple of exceptions of some monsters, we're going to be able to outrun a whole lot of enemies out in the open. So we could go in that alleyway where we got jumped by all those little fucking tiny babies with knives. But first, we gotta do a little bit of exploring. We got some stuff to pick up. And we got walls to run into. Prepare for that to happen a lot. So that running dive, that's gonna happen a lot. That's the Pterodactyl's, like, main way of attacking. So we are going to want to check out both the market, the burger, and there's a lot of things we want to check out. Oh, also, we can get tired running. And even if we get hit, it's going to be worth it, because stuff like handgun bullets are going to be very handy. Like I said, prepare to hear that bell for most of the day. Oh, and if you hear static, that means there's more than one enemy around. The one thing that this game actually does that I really love is that whenever you reach something like a dead end, the game actually does you a favor and automatically marks off when something is at a complete dead end. This is going to come in real handy when we get to 2 and we start checking doors. Yeah. So you're going to hear a bell when there's one enemy and static when there's more than one enemy. If you hear static, get the fuck out of Dodge. So I'm taking a bit of a long turnaround, but you know what, we're here taking a nice scenic tour of Silent Hill. And at this point, all we really only have to worry about are these flying assholes. I hate when they do that. Also, unlike like Resident Evil 1, but not Resident Evil 2, when you take a lot of damage, Harry will not really slow down all that much. So you kind of got to check your menu a fair amount to make sure you're not, like, gonna get fucked up. Serpentining is not all that doable in this game. Also, here are the real danger of this part of town. The dogs. The dogs are way more ruthless. But if you recall, the game actually stopped me from going in here earlier. We'll get an opportunity to pet them. Don't you worry. In probably Silent Hill is a game that has a lot of memes involving dogs, and we will get to one of them. Also, if you stop in the convenience store, there are a lot of people in Silent Hill who just don't have breakfast and really skip out a lot. So there are health drinks everywhere. Also, this game gives Resident Evil a run for its money in terms of tank controls. Because the tank controls in this game are tanky. The one thing it does have, though, is if you R1 and L1, you can actually sidestep. The sidestep takes 400 days to complete. And I forget if we have a back... No, we don't. I don't believe we have a back step. But what we do have is if you hold L2, you can kind of like... Harry will just like survey the area. Which is actually going to come in handy for our first, like... It will show where danger is. It takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to. Oh, like there. There's danger. Alright, I am running towards a super dead end, but I forget if it's one or two where... At dead ends, there are sometimes either items or... Oh no, this is near where my car wreck was. I actually forget if I can get a... I know somewhere around here there's the rusted pipe, which is actually kind of your only good melee weapon. We have a... Oh, wait. There are also ways, by the way, to help you not get noticed. Particularly at nighttime when enemies become more rampant and danger gets increased. There kinda is an element of stealth in this game. Also, Harry will definitely get tired, and if you try and fight after running for a long period of time, you will have trouble fighting. But I know we have other items to pick up. And we're gonna need them for the first couple areas of the game. There's a lot of, like, neat little environmental things in town, like... Okay, Queen Burger I know is one place we want to go. I think there's something... Like, it does an actual pretty good job of feeling like a... Like a town. For some reason I thought, no, the burger joint at in 2 is where you can get a couple of items early. Really, the only thing at this point that can be extremely dangerous to us is if there's a pterodactyl right in front of us and it's flying. Like, if it's flying at us, serpentining is not going to happen. We are going to get hit. Now with that attitude you won't. See, like that. That was a lucky dodge. And there's the static. And now that Beware a Dog sign feels a lot more ironic. Also, this game does, like, the best job of tank controls and, like, scary camera angles.
Isn't this Cheryl's sketchbook? She's at the school.
She either wrote that with blood or MS Paint. That's definitely the spray paint tool in MS Paint. But Cheryl is an artist, because look at that that perfect rendition of Harry Mason on the cover of that. And now we're about to get that pipe. So this weapon is actually, it's slower than the knife, but it does more damage. So if you can time it out, okay, this actually ain't bad. The melee weapons in 2 are definitely way better, and you get so many bullets that really, the spots where you need to shoot, you'll be able to. But good melee options are still not bad. I've never been crazy about the knife in this game. Also, like I said, we should get a counter for how many times Harry runs into a wall. Hello. See, like that. That's the danger I'm talking about. When you get fucking America's Funniest Home videoed by the fucking by a pterodactyl. Right in the face. So we're playing this on normal difficulty, which means that the enemies have an okay chance at catching up with us speed-wise. If you're on easy, you can outrun almost any enemy in the game. No, this is actually one of the few game series where difficulty has no impact on the ending. This, in terms of accessibility, this is one of the first ones out there that, like, you could play this or 2 on the easiest difficulty with the easiest puzzle setting and get any ending in the game. And by the way, every pathway ends up towards the school ends up being bridged out because infrastructure was worse than somehow it is now. So the only way for you to really tell where to go is the doghouse on Levin Street. The only real thing with difficulty, you have to, So this, I think, is one of the memes. One of them, initially was like, it's a dog house, but there's no dog around, while the dog is clearly going for Harry's throat. It's also going to take the first of our 7 health energy drinks. I will admit, every time I've replayed this game, and by the way, the last time I replayed this game was probably about 4 years ago. Of all the games in the series, I actually replayed this one and 3 the least. So if I kind of forget where to go, I put on a long play of this in the background last night just to kind of remind me of some of the basic beginner stuff. So, you know, we should be able to do this in two nights, but I make no promises until we actually do it. I was figuring out how to actually make we in the doghouse. I was trying to figure out how to make virtual sets for the CEO meeting today, which was a fun endeavor, fun experience, because you can actually do shit in Photoshop and then import it, but it's not like as easy as just like dropping a JPEG. So I've had a couple of times when someone will message me at my job and say, here's a JPEG, can you make this a background? And it's like, I can. Yeah, I have to like put it in a format that can be, it's not like just drop it in, like putting something in Premiere and then green screening out a green background. This one's a little more complex, so I was working on that while having a long play in the background. So we need 3 keys. But yeah, the last time I played this, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I completely forgot about everything with the doghouse. So I ended up getting stuck in town for ages. But yeah, we want to try and get those 3 keys for the 3 locks. A lot of this part is going to be just kind of running away. Yeah, you remember the meme I'm talking about now. Yeah, so this takes a cue from a couple of Stephen King books, but like long before The Mist got that nice movie, which is still one of my favorites, by the way, and was still just like a novella at the time. Also, Gimme Gimme Gimme. This is one that actually like took, the famous Silent Hill Mist that the fucking joke everyone always likes to make when you're driving on a super foggy drive. I see you, bitch. I saw you from far away that time. That is actually a Stephen King reference to the titular Mist from the novella The Mist. So this is a good spot to see where like L2's like long vision can kind of give you an idea of where either enemies are or where that pesky key might be located. Oh, and it's coming from behind us. And then it stopped. Oh, that trash can looks open. No, it wasn't. Just a random dog's head. Yo, Silent Hill, the fuck? Okay, I know, like, it's terrible, and dogs getting hurt in any media is super depressing. But given that the basketball hoop is also stained, there's something kind of funny about the idea of, like, a monster killing a dog and then going for the fucking alley-oop NBA Jam fucking 95. Is it in the shoes? With the fucking just decapitated head. Listen, if I have any opinion, it's that more almost cartoonish serial killers in media should be able to do dumb things. Show me Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers playing b-ball with decapitated heads. Not dogs. Not dogs' heads. But if they make a... When's that? I know they're coming out with the new Michael Myers movie, which I'm actually hyped for. I'm actually super hyped for. Halloween 2008 or 2018 rather was pretty fucking solid. Oh right, it's I would pay to see that movie. Listen, I still contend that Jason X is one of the best movies in the century, and I have been so hyped lately for the yep, no way I'm getting around that one. I've been really excited to watch all the kill count recounts of the Friday the 13th franchise. And I am the most hype for when they go and redo Jason X. Also, am I in caution? Okay, no, I'm still good. I think we literally only have Jason's, Jason Goes to Hell, and then we're at Jason X. Andy knows what I'm talking about. That Friday remake was really interesting because that was like the remake that kind of started off the trend of movies remaking stuff. And in terms of all of the, big franchise remake, that was probably one of the better ones. I want to say that remake, because like that came out around the time of the Rob Zombie Halloween remake, the Friday the 13th remake, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, the Texas Chainsaw remake. Oh my god, I forgot how until I saw that I just forget how bad Jason takes Manhattan. Like, that movie is one cool shot, one cool kill, and everything else about that movie sucks. That shot in Times Square, though, is like... It's shamelessly a movie made just for that one shot, but by fucking God, they got that shot. And that was a solid shot. It would have been nicer if they had done more on-location filming. And also not made half the movie on a fucking boat. And if the MPAA got off their dicks about the violence. it was actually super disheartening watching some of the ones like A New Blood and other Friday films, and seeing just how butchered they got. So, Yoda, by the way, thanks for coming. We have tried to play Garfield Kart on numerous occasions. It didn't work on mine and almost actively blew up Shep's computer. Garfield Kart doesn't like us, and we are not prepared to try and make that relationship work. Yeah. It's I like memes. I don't like memes that much. Yeah. Yeah, we were actually just talking about that. I was saying how excited I am that in a week and a half we should be getting Jason X, which I am looking the most forward to. Because Jason X is just unapologetically stupid and good. Oh, also we can so we can actually shut the light off, which is gonna make things scarier for sure. But also, enemies can't tell where we are. Sometimes, 50% of the time, enemies will have trouble tracking us if we have the light off. Also, the soundtrack kicks the fuck in. And my god, look at how many bullets and healing items we have. Oh, it's hard to tell which one I hate more, Jason Goes to Hell or Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Takes Manhattan is definitely the worst of the two. Jason Goes to Hell at least has something new they're trying to do. I don't know. Jason Goes to Hell is like the worst of the New Line Cinema movies, but is also Jason Takes Manhattan is super fucking bad. I will say, and this is exactly what we were talking about, Jason Takes Manhattan has like 3 good shots and 1 good kill. And the rest of that movie is hot fucking doo-doo. Oh, also, here's a fun thing. If you don't have your flashlight on, you can't tell where the map is. Or rather, you can't see your own map. Like, you could tell with Jason Goes to Hell that they got that movie. Like, they got the rights to it, and they were like, fuck it, make whatever, we don't give a shit. Like, that was a movie similar to how with Jason Takes Manhattan, they wrote that scene in Times Square and then wrote backwards from there. With Jason Goes to Hell, they wrote the final scene of Freddy taking the mask and wrote backwards from that. So it's like, take your poison. Pick your poison of uninspired, mediocre Jason film. I will say though, the thing that the kill count has been doing that I've been actually a really big fan of is highlighting production environment. Obviously, this is something I care a lot about, being that it's kind of my job now. But actually contrasting and seeing how a better director and a more safe, friendly environment that a film gets shot in actually gets a better performance out of actors and a better feel for the movie overall. That's really nice, and also giving kudos to some of the better people in Hollywood. Fuck. So like I said, night, scarier, way more monsters out. Though, literally, I think this is the first moment that the thing has stopped beeping. There are things like, time to go to school, motherfucker. There are a lot of, healing items and bullets and whatnot. But that's the reason why I really wanted to look for them early on, because trying to dodge and juke at night way fucking harder. So, school time. This is the first real, like, tight corridor of the game. And we are gonna get puzzles. More Rendalo Gordon. So we're gonna get hit with a lot of information that we're gonna have to save for future moments. 12 o'clock, a place with songs and sound. A silver guidepost is untapped in lost tongues awakening at the ordained order. A lot of this is going to be cryptic as fuck. 10 o'clock, alchemy laboratory. Gold in an old man's palm, the future hidden in his fist, exchanged for sage's water. I'm calling Hennessy sage water from here on out. Darkness that brings the choking heat. Flames render the silence, awaken the hungry beast, open time's door to beckon prey. Actually, that reminds me, while I don't have Hennessy, because this weekend I plan on becoming 90% Hennessy at New York Comic Con, I did, however, get a wonderful drink. So let me go prepare a very quick drink for our birthday celebration. I will be right back. This will take less than a minute. So I make it a point every year to pick up some kind of nice alcohol on my birthday. And this year I'm going with one of my favorites. I have here some nice Lagavulin Scotch, which is some of my favorite. 11-year aged casket, single malt, but a kind of interesting take on it. And I don't go for like celebrity, I don't go for celebrity based things, but this is Nick Offerman, aka Ron Swanson, who literally the reason why Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec is a huge fan of Lagavulin is because Nick Offerman is a fan of Lagavulin. So they actually partnered with him and his father to make a special run of 11-year-old Scotch that's been aged in Guinness barrels. So not only is this good Scotch, I actually got to try a little bit of it beforehand, but it has a bit of that Guinness body to it. And I'm committing a little bit of a cardinal sin here, but fuck it, I like my ice. So I'm taking this on the rocks with a nice ice cube. It's not bad either. It's, about $80 per bottle, which when you get something like Lagavulin, you never chug that. You make that bottle last for the entire year. Whew. God damn. Like, Lagavulin is great. I used to get the 16 and 18 year aged all the time. But even that, the harshness of that, you can feel. So you really have to take your time with that. This is smoother in comparison, but still has that nice edge to it. Also reminds me of the time a former friend of mine, got money to get alcohol for a party, went out, bought a bottle of Lagavulin 18-year-old scotch, and then mixed it with Dr. Pepper. You know how angry I got at him that day? There are some cardinal sins that you do not fucking commit. He committed the gravest of sins that day. Yeah, you both are right to be angry. I was really fucking angry at him. I know there was no one here who would agree with him on that, but just in case someone in the future watches this and say, well, what's the problem with that? If you want to mix whiskey with something, and don't get me wrong, whiskey and Dr. Pepper can be an alright mix. Jameson is literally invented to be a mixing whiskey. It's the reason why you pay less for it. A Jameson and ginger ale is phenomenal. You are never, ever, ever, ever going to use fine scotch. If you have to pay more than $60 for the bottle of scotch, don't fucking mix it. You're gonna be like, a Lagavulin and ginger ale is gonna be the worst whiskey and ginger ale you've ever had in your entire life. It's too fucking harsh. It's meant to be taken neat or on the rocks and sipped throughout an entire night. I also like that story has literally conjured Ray into existence. How's it going, Ray? I also picked up a bottle of a coffee liqueur I've actually meant to be trying for a while now, called Mr. Black Coffee, which is it's basically the best Kahlua on the planet. It's a cold brew coffee liqueur, 25%. I thought I had vodka. I thought I had heavy cream. So I was actually going to make a White Russian with that. My cream has passed. I actually thought I had 2 bottles. I think I finished the fresher one, and the other one is not. I am not risking that. And I thought I had vodka. I think I actually left that bottle of vodka at John Con. Yeah, good, Ray. That's the appropriate way to act when someone mentions mixing. Blue Label at that. Oh, come on. I'd honestly rather someone piss in my mouth. And I don't like piss. I'm also clipping that right there. I don't know who drew it, but it's certainly in bad taste for later use. I feel like I'm going to need it at some point in my life. I know some people also talk about whiskey stones instead of ice, but you know what? I've bought and used multiple whiskey stones in my life, and I've never been a fan of them. Oh, also, those children are back to own us, and Harry Mason don't fuck around. 'Cause you pop them, and then you give them the quick 2-0. 'Cause we ain't having them come back. Yeah, unlike the town, we will not be avoiding fights in the school. Harry Mason is that motherfucker. Also, Chef, that sounds horrifying. I have also been binging a lot of Tipsy Bartender videos, and my god, some of those punches. You're also going to watch me pull the map up about 400 million times because I forget a whole lot where things are. You'll get yours in a second. Man, I'm actually excited that Alan Wake is coming back. That series was super good. And yeah, we are... There are some times where it's worth turning your flashlight on and off, but in schools, not worth it. Any enemy in here is gonna know where you are. Oh, we're also gonna start the Silent Hill trope of doors that don't fucking work. This is gonna be a recurring feature. Yeah, I too had it's one of those things where I know when it came out, it's kind of like the Scott Pilgrim thing where if you had it, you could play it, but if you didn't, you couldn't get it. Deerfest. Yeah, but Alan Wake is super good, and I'm glad it's coming back. Also, I'm trying to even see what some of these dog kill car. A friend in need. Like I said, prepare for me to open and close the map a whole lot. I'm double tapping that one, not even fucking risking it. We have 126 bullets. We are fine. I mean, I guess we could beat him to death with a pipe, but also I know like half these rooms don't have shit in it, but I forget I am obsessive room checker. When we get to 2, you're gonna see me do that all over the place when I check every single fucking room to see which ones have stuff in them. DFS, woo! I think if I remember correctly, you have to like flush something down. Also, there are a couple of rooms where there won't be anything in it, and then you come back later, and there will be something in it, which is always fun. Love when that happens. So you run into a room thinking everything's fine, everything's good, and all of a sudden there's a tiny little child trying to own you.